Good Saturday morning, everyone. It's Sharon, and we're going to do another great Saturday show and tell with a little demo. So, we're going to start off, actually, I'm going to show some stamps and dies that were my favorite. Our wedding anniversary was the other day, and our gift to ourselves, well, it was kind of more Mark, but that's okay. I'm enjoying it. He really wanted an Oriole feeder for the birds. He said one of his friends had a feeder, and they're getting all these Orioles and so on. So we went to the Birds Unlimited. Did you bring that book? Oh, good. And awesome. So we got our bird feeder, and $200 later, we finally saw, we had a male and a female in there yesterday, and Mark was so happy. So I thought, oh gosh, this is a perfect time. This is one of my die sets from W+9 that I absolutely loved. And so I'm going to show you the cards that we made. If you've been in the store, you probably saw them, but not everybody has the ability to be in the store all the time. So I'm just going to go through these. I believe, I'm not sure what's going on with W+9. There hasn't been any new product in a very, very long time, and which is sad, but I kind of understand too. So we do have a few of these available, and I want to share that with you. The dies that I'm using is this bluebird die, and the way that I used it, I colored it, I just die cut it white, and I used my Copics. The other set that I loved from her were these florals, and these are the spring floral dies, and you get leaves and these sweet little flowers and some vines. And the other die that's really cool is this, the Lavinia Layers background die. Now this is kind of, intriguing because the way it cuts is really unusual. So once again, where this solid line is, that's going to be the cutting line, and the inside will not cut. You'll just get kind of embossed. So with this particular one, I did it twice. I die cut, so the center layer is a layer, and the bottom layer, I used my tan embossing mat, and we have those. They're from Spellbinders, and they're called a tan embossing mat. You probably all have one that is hidden in one of your, little cupboards and stuff, and you probably look at it and say, I forgot what I'm supposed to do with that. Well, the way that works is, Shirley, do you mind grabbing one of the Spellbinders tan embossing mats off the shelf? They're kind of where the all the Sizzix cutting plates are, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. You have to remember, because we're adding something, we need to take something away, and we're adding something a little bit thicker, so you'll have to play with your plates and so on. But you're going to use your base plate, you're going to put your die down, and then I put my paper on top, and then I put the tan mat, and then your cutting plate on top, and run it through. And what that's going to give you is an embossed design rather than a cutting. So this is the Spellbinders Junior Rub Mat. That's what it's called. But so what you're going to do in your setup, you'll have your die, you'll have your paper, you'll have your tan mat, and then you're going to put your clear cutting plate on top and run that through. You might have to kind of watch your shims and so on, take something out. If it's too thick, put something in. If it's too light and you're not getting an impression. But what it's going to give you is it embossed this whole background part. And like I said, then I ran it through again and got a cut piece, which I layered up. And then I took all these birds and made that sweet little arrangement. Here is another setup, and this is using the Taylor. They have this little mini trifold die set, so you get this kind of window kind of look. So I put the little flowers on the outside here, in the inside I have the little blue bird, and then you'll have the spot for your message inside. And this is just another sweet, simple card using that bird and flower set. And last of all, we have the Birdhouse from MFT, called the Birdhouse. And I used this background die I know is Sunny Studio. Has this kind of scallop pattern to it. Has another die that you can add on to give texture. On this background, this is where I use the larger brush, and I use the Pink and Main brush. And let me grab it so you can see what I'm using. It's this brush. When I'm doing a big background, I love using this one instead of the handle brushes. And then I just inked in a circular motion to kind of get that haze behind it. And once again, I die cut everything white and then just added with these flowers. So I just wanted to share those. Those are some of my favorite cards that I've done, especially with this set. And now that all the birds are out, it kind of seemed like the perfect thing to show you today. Here's another sample that I colored last night. I didn't really do much of anything last night. I was really like kind of achy when I came home, and I was just like, I went up in my room and I'm like, oh, what do I feel like doing? I looked, and this was die cut and I never finished it. So it was done in white. It is the Lawn Fawn frame. Does it have a name? It probably does down at the bottom over here. This is the Spring Flowers backdrop die. So it'll give you this frame on the outside and the spring flowers. And you get extra flowers that you can add on. And I didn't have those, so I just kind of did this. I colored it with my Copics, of course, and I put Wink Stella on it, and I popped it. And I used this die is from a Hero Arts. I did 3 layers. I die cut it 3 times, colored it on top, and I did kind of an ombre. I picked the pink because I didn't use a lot of pink in here, so I kind of put the darker pink that I shadowed in the tulips at the bottom with the lighter on top, kind of just blended them. And once again, I put the Wink Stella on. And super fast, quick card. Nice to get something off my desk from my to-do pile. There is a new release coming the 16th from Pretty Pink Posh, which I can't show you yet, but we have some out-of-stock items that have been restocked. We have the graduation stamp and die set we got back in. And then, of course, this ever-popular Build-A-Gift die. You can see there's different size packages and then different designs that you can, add to it, and different bows and so on. So look for possibly another birthday class coming down the road with Kim, and I'm sure she'll be using this die. Great, great die. Lucia, can you just grab like one of that big paper packs from that you used, and any of that stuff from that section?